Hi all, Adam Ruscio here from the Modern Data Center team, and today I'm going to walk you through a CloudIQ demo. A lot of exciting enhancements to this product, and I want to show them to you today. But before we dive into the interface, let's talk about how you can get access to the CloudIQ demo and how customers can get access to the platform. So just as a reminder, CloudIQ is our cloud-based analytics, so it's all web-based HTML5, and it leverages our dial home capabilities across our entire install base to make really informative decisions and provide really great insight back to the customers. So this works with any array dialing home on ESRS, so Unity, SE series, Extreme IO, both the first and second generation, as well as VMAX All Flash, PowerMax, VMAX 3, anything that's really running Unisphere 9. So as long as it's dialing home and we enable the CloudIQ access, customers will be able to leverage this. And to access CloudIQ, customers just have to go to cloudiq.emc.com, and for us to access CloudIQ and be able to demo it for customers, we go exactly to that same URL, so cloudiq.emc.com. And this is a page you'll see. So we can easily jump into the web simulator. It's my favorite way to demo this. You can also download an offline simulator, so if you're on the go and don't have internet access for your customers, same exact overall interface, look and feel there. Links to the product page are here, white papers, and even a recorded demo as well. So let's dig right into the demo here. So as soon as we log in, if there are any enhancements, we'll see them front and center, right? Typically, enhancements are pushed down about once a month, so because it's all web-based, no impact to customers, no outages. They'll just be able to take advantage of all these new features whenever the updates occur. You can turn off this little pop-up if you want, and they always appear up here in the upper right-hand corner in case you want to go back and look. So as soon as you log in, you get an overview, very high-level overview that gives you some really good details. We can see all of the systems that are connected and properly dialing home. You can access your actual support instance very quickly. So My Service 360 for Unity, Extreme IO, PowerMax, and then SE support for SE series. You can see system alerts across all the arrays dialing home, and just have a good high-level view of what the health scores are, which we'll talk a little bit more about. One of the other cool things you get as soon as you log in from that very high-level view is the aggregate of all the storage capacity and their usage from all of the arrays dialing home. So you can see that on here we have half of our overall storage is being leveraged in snapshots today, about 100 terabytes, and then we have some that are traditional block LUNs, our file LUNs, and then even what's being leveraged by VMware in our environment. So if we move a little bit further too and take a look at the systems view, this is really where we get almost that fitness tracker for all of our storage, right? So all of the arrays that we have in here, and you can see right now we have Unity. We actually even have the Unity virtual storage appliance. We have some SC all flash arrays in here as well, and all these have their own health score. So the health score is calculated by a couple different factors too to really get to that score out of 100. Component issues, so those are traditional hardware issues. Configuration issues, right? So those are things that maybe just misconfigured from a host to storage perspective. Actual capacity issues, one of the most important ones. We never want to run out of space. Performance issues, if we find any of those, right? Any anomalies in overall performance. And then, of course, data protection issues too. So that would be things like if you have a reoccurring snapshots and any of those are no longer being taken, or even replication sessions as well that may be failing. So if we take a look at this test dev environment here, it's the one that has a poor score of 70. We can see that the big hit is around capacity issues. So if we click on that to really dig into what that is, we can see that the storage pool on this virtual storage appliance is both full and oversubscribed. So that's definitely a bad day for that storage environment. All of the health scores are a little bit different. So if we go back here too, and that's 30% hit on there. the array's in a bad spot as a result. But if we look at this market research one, pretty close to 100, fair score in 94, and it has a configuration issue, right? A couple of them. So let's take a look at what that is. So on here we can see that a couple of hosts on here are not actually logged into both of the storage processors. So not really a fault of the array itself. It's something that we can fix in the overall SAN fabric. So not detrimental to the array or all the applications in the environment, which is why it has a much less of a health score hit associated with it. One of the other really cool things, new recent feature of CloudIQ, is we actually have a lot of data, and it's hard to track what applications are where, what LUNs are in use. Hey, is that application we spun up a year ago to try out, are we still using it today? So we have an option to go take a look at reclaimable space. So what this does is any I/O is being tracked that goes to the underlying LUNs. So as you can see on here, this particular Unity 650, we have quite a few different areas where we have objects that have no host attached, so we could reclaim those LUNs. We have file objects that haven't had any I/O activity at all for a week. So a lot of various ways across the entire environment to reclaim space, and I think as any storage admin knows, that's really one of the biggest challenges is, are those LUNs, are the applications on those LUNs still really in use by my customers and the overall organization? So this is a quick way to take a look at that and get a high level view and go have a talk with those application owners, and a really targeted focused one on where we can have some cost savings and reduce overall storage consumption. So if we hop back to that system view though as well, we can take a look at it from an overall health score, but we can get some additional information as well. Nice one here from a configuration standpoint, right? So you can see what version of code all of your arrays are on, where they are, their serial numbers. You can also take a look at a capacity view as well, right? So you can see how much is used and free on each one of your arrays. You can actually see their overall data reduction efficiency too, assuming they're an all-flash array. You can also dig into deeper on any of these as well, so we can actually double click and go right to that array. And then also another one is performance, right? So part of what we look at with performance is analytics over time. So if there's any anomalies in performance, we actually track those as well. So if every morning or every Monday morning at 8 a.m. We see a spike in IOPS. Maybe everybody's logging into their Exchange environment on Monday morning, and then another Monday morning we don't see anything. That would actually raise an alert in the system as an anomaly. It's different from what's typical, and something for us to investigate as an admin. Right, with hands off, it tells us exactly what to look at. With any of these arrays as well, as I mentioned, you can take a deeper look. Get very good granular aspects of it. You can see any of the health issues. You can see the health score over time as well, which is also very useful. So maybe when the array maybe has been running for 2 years, maybe it's Vmax all flash that's already on the floor, and you add it to CloudIQ and it doesn't have a good health score because there were things that you just weren't aware of on the system, and you can fix those, get the health score back up to where it needs to be, and then monitor that usage over time to see if it has any consistent dips and maybe needs a little bit more hand holding and care and feeding in your environment. You can take a look at the overall configuration in here, all the pools on the array, your capacity as a whole too. And we even have really cool analytics as well to know when your pools and your capacity on each one of your arrays is expected to become full, right? So we know based on the amount of data ingest on this particular array that within about the next quarter, so about the next 3 or 4 months, based on the amount of data growth on this environment, we'll probably need more storage. So that'll allow us as storage admins to know that it's a good time to call up your Dell EMC rep and require and ask for some additional disks to add to the array. Likewise here too, from a performance standpoint, we can see who our busiest LUNs and volumes on the arrays are from both an IOPS perspective, a bandwidth perspective, and of course knowing the latency in the overall environment as well. So good analytics there, that's all dialed home. And whenever you're looking at any of these environments, maybe you want to just jump into that interface and dive right into that array and maybe provision out a new volume because a pool's out of space, or take a deeper look into any of the performance characteristics. Everything is linked and launched right back over to that particular element manager for that array. So you can click on anything in the environment and you'll be able to log right into the box and keep going, right? So one of the couple more things to show here on the original overview tab, and we have the overall storage breakdown, we could show that some applications were being consumed by VMware. So we actually have visibility into some of the aspects of the host on all the arrays as well, and you can see all of the servers connected to the array as well, so you get some good end-to-end visibility. You can take a look right at each one of those arrays as well, see what arrays are onto the host systems as well. So we're looking at a VMware ESX host. We can see what array that is configured to, and also what consistency group we're using too. From a replication session standpoint, we can see if there's any configuration issues associated with it, and also know from a host perspective what our capacity and performance is. Pretty cool feature there as well, being able to see not just the storage, but the most important things that are living on those storage arrays. And lastly, one of the other great things to show is there's obviously a lot of things in here, and not everything is needed by everybody on a daily basis, right? So we have different folks in the organization managing different storage arrays, needing different looks, maybe wanting to just see capacity trending and things of that nature too. So you can actually look under your account here and get what we call a daily or weekly email digest. So this will give you a roll-up of any changes in the overall health score, right, positive or negative. And what you can do with these is maybe as a storage admin, I only manage these 3 of my 6 storage arrays. Maybe somebody else in the organization is responsible for the other 3. So if that's the case, I can actually get an email on just the 3 storage arrays I care about if their health score changes at all. And as mentioned, I can get that in a daily format or a weekly format, which is pretty slick. Of course, you can always link back as well to the support website as well. You have quick access to help here. Really good tool overall, and as mentioned, this covers our entire primary storage portfolio at this point, from Unity, SE series, PowerMax, Extreme IO, all in one place, and all managed by CloudIQ. Single look and feel, very, very, very easy. So with that, I encourage everybody in the field to try this out themselves. Take a look at the new features if you haven't played around with CloudIQ in a while. CloudIQ.emc.com. Thanks.